Welcome to 2017.
This is our
2016's dead
Is this our first video?
and murdered. Yes, it's the first one.
Sweet.
Yeah. So,
Hey, welcome to the new year.
yeah, welcome.
In middle of January.
Sure, whatever. Details.
Details.
Doesn't matter. It's all fine. But yeah, I say, what is the better way to start off the year, right?
Then by hyping the hell out of it, and then eventually being disappointed when it doesn't meet expectations.
Exactly.
Just like E3 every year.
Yep. Or DC movies.
Or DC, or really just anything that people blow.
Anything that comes out.
Anything that ever comes out that's not Marvel, basically. Marvel, keep up the good work.
Star Wars is pretty good too. Pretty good track record too.
Apparently, some people thought Rogue One was a disappointment, but that's on them. That's on them for being wrong.
It's actually funny enough about Rogue One. It's my brother's favorite Star Wars movie.
Really?
Yeah.
At least it's not the prequels. Anyway.
My favorite movie is Phantom Menace. It's like so genius.
Please, just... Here's the lightsaber. Can you please fall on it face first? But yeah, no. Hey,
Please commit Han Solo.
Oh my god, I can't wait for Han Solo to come out. I'm actually really looking forward to Han Solo movie, and I hope it's really good.
It's 2018, so we're not talking about that one today. So we're gonna do a.
That's anticipation for next year.
Yes. So you know one of them now.
But anticipation for this year.
So for this year, we're gonna make something a little different. So we're gonna start off with our movie, one of our 10s, and if it's only my list, we're gonna start talking about it now. If it's in the other one's list as well, we're gonna talk about it until it's in a higher position.
Yeah, so
right?
we'll mention that. It's like,
yeah.
Hey, this was my 3, his 6 or something. I don't know.
So it might not just be 10. We're probably gonna talk about 15 movies here. So
definitely less than 20.
Yes, definitely. That's for sure.
This will be a weird top 17 movies of 2017. Probably.
That would actually, if it's 17, I'm gonna.
If it's 17, that would be a lucky coincidence. We have not counted these.
Illuminati confirmed.
We have not counted these out beforehand. Yeah. So if it is, it's a lucky coincidence.
All right. So I'm gonna start off, and my number 10 is Wonder Woman.
Okay.
I think the trailer looks really good. I really loved Gal Gadot's performance in Batman v Superman as Wonder Woman. I like the character. I like what they're trying to do. I love the World War I setting in the movie and how she gets integrated into this. This could be. I'm the kind of guy that loved the first Captain America movie because you introduce a superhero into a war, and if DC pulls off Wonder Woman the same way Marvel pulled off the first Captain America, that to me is a super win, and I like Wonder Woman more than Captain America, so I'm going to love this even better. So I'm very excited. Plus, this is done by a different team that is not called Zack Snyder or David Ayer. So
look, Zack Snyder is kind of he does some good movies. Like, let's be honest, I've seen a lot of good movies come out of him. Sometimes.
Sure.
A few.
So it's gonna be this is a whole new team. This is a reworked DC people working on DC universe. So this could be really great, and I have hopes for it. Now, do I think it's gonna be the most wonderful thing in the world? No, but
Wonder Woman's not gonna be the most wonderful thing in the world. Really? I would have never guessed.
But I hope it's fun. It's gonna be fun.
I don't have Wonder Woman on my list at all, just because I don't. The trailer put me off. I like Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot's wonderful. I liked her appearance in BVS. Something about the trailer shook me the wrong way, and I'm not as excited for the full release of the movie as I was when I just saw her performance in
BVS.
Mm-hmm. I like her portrayal in BVS, and I feel like the way she's going to show up in group movies is going to be great. So BVS was fine. I might enjoy her. I feel like I'm going to enjoy her in Justice League. But I don't know how I feel about her solo appearance. I like the World War I setting. I really like seeing a war movie with a fantasy spin on it. There's a genre for it. It's probably just called fantasy history or something. But I don't know if I'm going to enjoy her solo movie as much as I enjoyed what she did in BVS.
Fair enough.
But speaking of Justice League, that was my number 10.
That was your. Oh, great! I was like, "What is your number 10?" Yeah, okay. I have it higher, so we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
It's a little higher for me. So what is your number 9?
Number 9 is Pirates of the Caribbean.
Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Dead Men Tell No Tales, which I could have sworn was already one of the titles, but I guess I was wrong.
No, it's Dead Man's Chest. It's World's End.
I was probably thinking of Dead Man's Chest then.
Yeah, so
I remember Dead Man or something.
it's Dead Men. It's not Chest. It's Tell No Tales.
Yeah.
Which
But-
people, why do you make this title so confusing?
Still,
Anyways,
a lot of piratey stuff happening here, which is appropriate because it's a pirate movie. Which I'm gonna be honest, I never really watched Pirates of the Caribbean as a kid, and I kind of thought it was over and done. Like I figured, like they're never gonna make
like
another
most
one.
of us.
Like most of us thought. I was probably like, I remember watching the first Pirates of the Caribbean when I was like 13, 14. After I played Kingdom Hearts, and there was a Pirates of the Caribbean level, and I played that, I was like, oh shit, this is interesting, I should go watch the movie. And then I saw my first introduction, or my first, like, hint that this was going to be a movie was not the trailer, but the still image of the skull and crossbones from the end of the trailer. I saw that on Reddit, I was like, wait, holy shit, what is this? One in the comments, movie. I was like, oh, here's the trailer for it. I was like, well, fuck, now I gotta watch this.
Actually, what I love this, I like the trailer because, you notice the villain in the trailer, right? He's Javier Bardem, who's an amazing actor. He was also the villain in Skyfall.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I would not have recognized that.
That man, as a villain, we know he works perfectly because I love Skyfall. So if he's just as good in that as he is in this, plus with Jack Sparrow as the usual hero,
Johnny Depp as
Johnny Depp as Johnny Depp, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be. It's not on my list, but I'm very excited for it because
it just didn't make the cut.
It just didn't make the cut. There's other movies that I like a little better than that, but it looks really good and fun.
And also, Disney was able to make 5 movies out of what used to just be a sit-down attraction in Disneyland.
That's true.
Disney World.
So that's impressive.
So
it's Tomorrowland.
I kind of dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's your 9?
My 9 is Kingsman: The Golden Circle. So
I have that way
higher. Okay. So we'll talk about it later. My 8 then is Coco.
Which I hadn't heard about this until we just started talking about these, like, before the recording.
All right, so Coco, as you guys know, I am Mexican. And Coco is a movie about a kid named Miguel. I know, very Mexican. Who, is with his family, lost a family member, and with a magic guitar is going to go into the world of the dead.
Basically, this is Pixar's attempt at making Mexico the movie.
Yes.
Because you have a kid named Miguel, Mexican, finding a magic guitar,
Miguel.
Mexican, super Mexican, finding a magic guitar, extra Mexican, on Day of the Dead, super extra Mexican, to go probably hang out with his grandma in the land of the dead. It's so Mexican, I can feel just the spiciness in my mouth already.
Yeah.
Is that racist? I can see that, right?
Well, I know I'm very biased towards this because it's my culture being represented on the big screen in a really big way by Pixar, no less.
I can understand that.
And I know Disney will probably do something to change some things, which it's fine for the sake of storytelling. I understand that, but if they can represent the culture in a good way, I'm gonna be very satisfied with this movie.
This looks very much like it's gonna be very much highlighting the Mexican culture in a very respectful and kind of showing, hey, this is the cool stuff they do kind of way.
If they can represent Mexico in this movie the same way they represented Polynesian culture in Moana, that's perfect.
I'm still waiting for a proper Scandinavian movie. Frozen doesn't count.
It's called Frozen.
Frozen doesn't count.
Well, what is your number 8?
8?
Or
I've
9?
got The Wall.
The
which
Wall.
Is the Chinese Power Rangers.
Great Wall.
Which, here's the deal, right? I never liked Power Rangers as a kid. I was not a Power Rangers kid.
By the way, we're not talking about the Wall of Mexico. We're talking about the Wall of China movie.
Yeah, no, this is not Trump's wall. It's not gold-plated, sadly. But I was never a Power Rangers kid. And I know there's a Power Rangers movie coming out this year. I'm not excited for that. I am excited for the Chinese knockoff of the Power Rangers, which Of course, the Chinese have to knock off everything, even the Power Rangers.
I love the part.
And-
I love the whole thing. Is like, so why did they build the wall? Because they're giant monsters on the other side. Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go
I
with
like that.
Apparently, it wasn't to keep out the Mongols, which didn't even work out for them doing that.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen, I mean, even my dad's like super excited about this, and that's part of the reason I'm really excited because this is gonna be one of those movies that I can actually go watch with him. He's not big into Marvel. I went to go see Doctor Strange with him. He was kind of lost on a lot of like the references and stuff. But this one's like it's a brand new movie. It's got no ties to anything else. My dad saw the trailer for it. He showed the trailer to me. I was like, oh cool.
Yeah. It's a very Chinese. It's gonna be a very Chinese movie.
It's gonna be a very Chinese.
I mean,
movie.
I understand the controversies of the whitewashing
And
because
even
white hero saves the day.
Yeah, White Hero saves the day, which is gonna be a little bit weird, but I mean, I like the idea of it, and from what I've kind of seen, this is again historical fantasy. If they really like, if they start doing more historical fantasy, I've talked about this before, where it's like comic books are gonna start taking it off soon. If historical fantasy is the next thing we see, that's gonna be really cool. Because between The Wall, seeing Wonder Woman,
Say things like Wonder Woman and Captain America. Those are historical fantasies. Yeah.
King Arthur's getting a thing. We're gonna talk about that later anyway. So I mean, like, if historical fantasy is the next thing that we see a lot of movies being about, I'd be okay with that. That's a really interesting way to take it.
See, for me, The Wall pre-trailer, I was very, very excited for it, and I was like, "This is gonna be amazing." I saw the trailer, and I was like, "Okay, this could either be really good or really bad."
So it's basically a Zack Snyder movie.
Yes, but I mean, it's cool, it's interesting, and I'm probably gonna go watch it. So. Good for you, Matt Damon. Good for you.
You know, Matt Damon's also between The Martian, the new Jason Bourne, and now this. I mean, Matt Damon is getting back in the limelight.
True.
Which I'm okay with.
So, at number 7, I got your number 10, Justice League. So let's talk about this one.
We've talked about this before, and my opinion on it still stands. I feel DC rushed the Groot movie. Because they went, oh, the Avengers was amazing. That was what kickstarted the superhero movies. And it was a Groot movie. That's why it succeeded. Make a Groot movie. It succeeded because they were able to have several years.
You get to meet the characters before
there was
you get
build
to the
up
big
to
group.
it. And then there was a reason for them to all get together. Whereas for this one, it's kind of, they rushed out the solo movies, and now they're like, oh, hey, here's our Groot movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I have no connection. They haven't made a good solo movie yet, and I have no reason to be excited about the Groot movie, because I don't care about the characters in the cast who make up the group.
Yeah.
Individually.
Hopefully Wonder Woman can change that. But again, it's a very tall order for that movie. I am excited, though, for this movie just because it's the Justice League.
It's
a Justice League live action on the big screen for the first time.
Which I'm
not in Lego form, because I know the Lego movie did it first. Shut up.
Lego movie doesn't count.
Lego movie had the Justice League in it first. I know, I get
it. It parodies itself. Even the song that everyone sings, "Everything Is Awesome," is a parody of literally just, hey, sing a song and things are fine, and then things are fine.
Yeah, okay. But
so
anyway,
Lego movie doesn't count.
Lego back. So Lego back.
Lego.
Justice League. I mean, it could be really awesome. Again, it could also be really bad. I mean, we need a trailer for it first. A decent trailer, not just a couple of pictures.
Yeah.
And I mean, who knows? Superman as Black Superman, returning from the dead and all that. Spoilers, by the way.
Spoilers. BVS for some reason did Death of Superman, which was, don't know why.
So I mean, we could see something really cool out of this movie. I'm very excited to see the Flash. I really want to see Batman again. So this could be.
Batfleck is honestly the only good thing.
This has
BVS.
This has potential. I understand BVS happened and it wasn't so great, but I enjoyed it. It was in my top 10 movies of the year, so I'm gonna go watch this. And I think if you're a comic book fan, you're gonna go watch this,
you're
regardless of quality. You want to know what a Justice League movie looks like.
You want to go see this just to see whether it's gonna be a steaming pile of shit like BVS and everything else has been so far, or if it's finally gonna be the thing that brings DC out of the gutter. And that's part of the reason it's my number 10 only, is that I have no reason to be super excited about this, but I'm still gonna go watch it.
Yeah. All right. So you're 8 or 7, whatever. Next
8, 7. I think we're on 7, right?
Yeah.
King Arthur. Speaking more of historical
I don't have
fantasy.
I don't have it.
Just because I grew up on Sword in the Stone 2, which was
Okay.
that old DC cartoon movie about Excalibur and King Arthur and all that. I say 2 because it was the one that didn't have King Arthur in it,
Yeah. Okay.
of course. But that was the one that I had, and it wasn't until much later that I got the first one, and I loved that too. And King Arthur is one of those stories that there's so many different takes on it. It's been done so many times, but this one's got actual wizards, and it looks cool. It's actually got a battle scene, and it's got fucking Ragnar Lothbrok from Vikings, and it looks so good.
Wait, I like impressive that he actually managed to pronounce that thing. I would have totally butchered that.
Look, if I didn't actually manage to pronounce that, I would be a disgrace to the Scandinavian people.
Excellent.
But again, the trailer has me hyped, and I've been burned by hype before, so it's number 7 for a reason. But I'm excited just because I love the story of King Arthur. It's historical it's historical fantasy.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
already a fantasy story set in historical times, and it's a fantasy on top of that. So it's like fantasyception. But it looks good. It's got, I don't remember his actual name from the guy from Vikings.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I like the way it looks. And it looks like they might finally do a really good looking, like, battle, 2 armies clashing really well. Which I'm just really looking forward to. This looks cool.
Cool. I don't know. To me, it looks like the Legend of Tarzan movie that came out last year. Which is like
what?
you look at it and you're like, this is a dark and gritty take on something that we know before. But is it going to be any good? That's the question.
Fair enough.
So I mean, just a track record for what the studio has done with this type of properties, I don't see much out of it. Plus, it's coming out in between some very big movies that I want to talk about later, but they're much higher on the list. So yeah, King Arthur.
I mean, it's just, I'm a huge fantasy guy.
Mm-hmm.
King Arthur's the basis of a lot of fantasy things. And depending on how they do Excalibur, if it's the Vorpal blade again this time, because that's been a big thing some people have had to be it. But it looks just, I don't know, I'm excited. Also, that one wizard scene in the trailer was enough to get me all right, I'm watching this.
I get it. All right, so I'm gonna go to my number 6, I think. Yeah, it's Spiderman Homecoming. Where does that stack up in yours?
Homecoming is my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It's 6. Oh, excellent! So we have the same spot.
We actually managed to smash one up. Wow!
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
It's Spider-Man. It's my childhood superhero.
I was never a Spider-Man fan. Seeing him in Civil War, I wanted to see more Spider-Man. Yeah. I wanted more Spider-Man after his appearance in the fight, and it definitely looks like we're gonna get more of that with this.
Yeah, I love the whole high school aspect.
I will say I never liked the high school ideas or the high school aspects of Spider-Man. I always wanted to get back to the Spider-Man part. I never wanted to see Peter Parker. I actually want to kind of see Peter Parker in this one.
Yeah, I mean Peter Parker in this movie looks interesting. You just see that little scene in the trailer where he just talking about the girl that just walking by with the other dude, and then the other girl just calls them losers. That's high school.
That's high school. That's high school to a T. And it's also those 3 are going to be the main cast of the entire
of the duh.
Yeah,
but
that's going to be the trio.
It looks like so much fun. It looks like classic Spider-Man, which is a Spider-Man that I fell in love with, and Tony Stark is in it.
Of course.
And Tony Stark looks like the same arrogant Tony Stark from the original movies, Iron Man movies. So that's awesome.
He hasn't changed a bit.
Awesome.
I love it.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not talking. You just open the door for you. Get out.
Yeah. Still the arrogant prick that we love.
Yeah, so it's gonna be really awesome to see Spider-Man once again. And who knows? Maybe we get to see more of him in later MCU movies too, like Infinity War. But for now, and Michael Keaton's a villain.
Michael Keaton is.
He's gonna be the Vulture.
First of all, goes from being Batman to being Birdman to being the Vulture. The dude loves flying around in suits.
Yeah, he likes flying theme costumes.
Yeah,
in superhero movies.
But it definitely, I gotta be honest, I was never really familiar with the Vulture until this trailer came out, I looked up the Vulture. The Vulture's pretty badass.
He's a very badass.
It's like I feel like that's kind of been skimmed over in the other Spider-Man instances. Like you always hear about Green Goblin, Doctor Octopus, Venom, obviously. And it's like I've never heard of Vulture before, and then I looked up him and like he's a really badass villain. I'm kind of sad that he hasn't really been done before.
Yeah, I mean, really, like what I've seen, really, I think he looks just like the character in the comics. By the way,
Which is
and
amazing. I love it when they do that.
yeah.
Apocalypse getting recostumed to look a lot more
like I think this
good call, too.
character this Vulture could be one of the better villains in the MCU.
You don't like Loki?
He's still up there, but I mean, David Tennant is the greatest Marvel villain out there.
Oh, of course.
So
there's no arguing that.
there's no
David
arguing
Tennant
with
is the
that.
greatest in everything he does.
Okay.
Even in DuckTales, coming out soon.
Yeah.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Totally.
Totally not sponsored.
So yeah, so that's Spider-Man Homecoming. So very excited.
Yeah. Fives?
Yeah, do you do 5?
John Wick, Chapter 2.
I don't have it.
First of all, John Wick, Mad Max, movies, no dialogue, shoot 'em ups, action sequences, gratuitous, no love scenes. Love it. Bring me more. I want to see more of just senseless action happening constantly. No love stories, no external dialogue. There's no stupid backstory. The setup was in the first 5 minutes. Guys kill his dog. All right, fuck those guys. Shoot 'em up. That was the entire movie, and I loved it. I want to see more of that, and now we will. John Wick
Okay,
2.
so I haven't seen any John Wick movies. That's why I don't have it in my list. I'm sorry.
Well, all right.
I am sorry. We'll get to that later.
Go check out John Wick, the first one, and then go check out, and then be excited for John Wick 2. Because if you liked Mad Max, you will like John Wick. Because
But it's coming the same day as the Lego Batman movie.
tough shit. Because it's so many movies. I mean, Deadpool crammed a love story in there. I love Deadpool. I did not like that love story.
I think the love story was excellent.
I mean, it was okay.
And I really never care about the love story in superhero movies.
Yeah, but imagine if that love story wasn't in there. Imagine how much more action we could have gotten out of Deadpool.
Oh, come on.
More
The action in Deadpool wasn't so great aside from the first
Yeah, I
fight
know.
sequence.
Hey, the baby hand was pretty great.
Moving on.
But the reason I'm so excited for John Wick 2 is because it's gratuitous action.
Yeah.
No external dialogue. There's no backstory to it. It happens.
All
and
right.
I love that. That's the reason I love Mad Max too. It's
Right.
just so much action. Things blowing up, people getting shot. It happens and you don't care because it's awesome looking.
Okay. I get it. Okay.
That is all.
Action. Good. Slash Ren.
Slash love.
Okay. So my number 5 is Dunkirk.
All right, I don't have that on my list.
That is Christopher Nolan's next movie about and you took history with me, so you know what Dunkirk is,
I
right?
know. Yeah, I know.
Okay,
Dunkirk.
so
Don't
it's
worry
this
about
the
it.
escape of British soldiers after battle.
Mm-hmm.
It looks great. It looks awesome. I mean,
It looks good.
it's Christopher Nolan, so in Nolan we trust.
In Nolan
like,
we trust.
Like if there's a director that I follow and I will watch pretty much anything he does, it's Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
So this man, if he can pull off a war movie like this could be him finally getting recognized by the Academy and getting an Oscar.
That'd be amazing.
And if this is what does it, excellent, because the man deserves it. The movie looks great. I know people are like, well, Harry Styles is in it. You know what? I've seen Harry Styles in the trailer. He doesn't look half bad in it. And I don't like any of that stuff.
What was Harry Styles from again?
One Direction.
Oh, that's right. He was the one that left, right?
Huh?
He was the one that left.
I think so. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't follow
all
this
right,
crap.
hey, I love it. If he's the one that left and disbanded them, I love Harry Styles because he ended One Direction, and I love whoever ended One Direction is my hero because goddamn they got annoying.
I mean, I've seen him in the trailer, and he actually looks really great. I love the action. I love the gratuitous, I mean, there's a lot of violence because it's a war,
Obviously.
but it feels like a war.
Do you ever see Fury?
I did not see Fury.
Okay.
But I mean, it looks really great, and it could be one of Christopher Nolan's best. So I'm just hoping for. I hope it's more Inception and less Interstellar.
I'd be okay with that. I mean, I haven't seen a trailer for Dunkirk, but I've seen some small advertising, and it looks interesting. It's just one of those things of I know the history of it.
Yeah, you know how it's gonna end.
And I
Yeah.
know how it's gonna end. So there's no real
I mean, but just the superhero movies, you know how the superhero movies
I mean,
end.
yeah. But I mean, like, even like, I know how they also escaped from Dunkirk, so it's like, it's usually in superhero movies, you know how it's gonna end, you don't know how they're gonna get there. With Dunkirk, the script's already been done. They're gonna add some small deviations, like, oh, this guy's gonna do that, this guy's gonna do
That's
that, but
true.
it's like, for the most part, it's like, I know exactly what's gonna happen.
Okay.
And it's like,
I
I
get
know
it.
the ending is gonna be him getting on a boat. It's, you know, he's gonna be the last guy getting on a boat. He's gonna turn around. He's gonna see smoke on the horizon. The sun's just gonna be the sun is just rising. It's like early morning. There's smoke. The fires are all going out, and there's gonna be sad music. And he's gonna rock up and down on the waves, and he's gonna float off into the credits.
Okay.
And I'm calling it now. And if that's not the ending, I will give you $20 on the spot when we go watch.
All right, let's go watch it.
Like,
yeah,
what-
but that's Dunkirk for me.
So,
So, I'm very excited for it.
Alright.
Because Nolan.
What's next? 4.
I think you're number 5.
5 was Wick. John
5.
Wick.
Okay, so 4. You're 4.
Thor Ragnarok. Speaking of
Yeah, that
loving F.
did just barely didn't quite make it for me. I'm sorry.
The reason I have Ragnarok is the same reason you have
Coco, it's
part of it. It's my people.
yeah.
I kind of
I get it. I get it.
And I've always liked Thor movies. I don't understand the hate for the Thor movies. I always thought they were good. Also, they've given us some of the best memes and reaction gifs, like another, which you gotta love.
Man, Thor Ragnarok looks amazing. Like, we're gonna get a Planet Hulk story from this. I love that. We're getting Planet Hulk. And that's gonna be amazing.
Definitely something.
Kate Blanchett's gonna be a villain,
Mhm.
right? It's gonna be hilarious as hell because the director is Taika Waititi and that man does comedy. So it's gonna be, if it's as funny as the after credit sequence with Thor in Doctor Strange,
Which I hope it is.
which I hope it is.
I'd be surprised if
it's
it
gonna be amazing.
It's something. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
I'm really looking forward to Thor. Planet Hulk story. I wanted to see Planet Hulk, ever since the Avengers came out.
Right.
So that now that we're finally gonna be able to see that on the big screen, Gladiator Hulk with the man of Bruce Banner. That's gonna be amazing.
That'd be pretty cool.
That's-
Also, part of the reason I want to see Ragnarok so bad is I want to see how they do
Ragnarok.
and because it's not going to be actual Ragnarok. I know they're not going to be true to what mythology says,
Yeah.
but seeing how they do it, if it's a giant battle with Thor and Hulk fighting back
Actually,
to back,
this hypnosis actually says they're gonna be fighting
yeah, if they're fighting back to
Yeah.
back,
against each other.
or against each other, whichever, it's going to be really awesome.
Yeah.
And especially if they pull in other elements of the mythological Ragnarok,
I feel-
Fenrir, Jormungandr,
I hope
things like that.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they bring in some of that, like Odin and Loki. They're well involved into this. I would like if they involve Doctor Strange.
If Strange shows up to do some magicking around, that'd be also pretty sweet.
That'll be pretty sweet. So more Cumberbatch.
Plus, I mean, I would kind of, because Ragnarok is a lot about, it's equal parts Odin as it is the end of the world.
Yes.
So if Doctor Strange, in the after credit sequence, went to Thor and said, if I help you find your dad, will you leave? And he says yes. He's probably going to be showing up at least long enough that Thor, Doctor Strange, and Odin are all going to be on
Yeah.
screen at the same time. If nothing else.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
If that doesn't happen, I'd be a little bit surprised, considering everything else we've seen so far and what we have.
We'll see. We'll wait and see. It looks like it could be the more fun and more mythological fantasy-like version of Civil War. So
I mean,
that could be great.
that'd be really cool. What's your
So, which one are we on? We're like so my number 4, right?
That was 4 for me.
So my number 4 is Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's my 3.
That's your 3. Okay, so if I were to move up to 3, so yeah, we'll just talk about it now because
Alright,
that's
for
pretty much
Guardians.
it. We're pretty much almost on the
What's
same page.
your 2?
Yeah.
Oh, we
yeah.
can talk about that a bit.
Yeah.
All right, so my 3 is Guardians of the Galaxy
Guardians
3.
of-
Just because I have 2 things that are going to top it regardless. But I'm equally excited for this I am for my other 2.
Music.
Music is
The
actually
trailer, the new trailer with the new music was great.
Baby Groot is amazing.
Baby Groot's awesome.
Raccoon does the age-old stupid mistake of putting a immediate self-destruct button on an atomic bomb because why not?
Because he's Doofenshmirtz.
You're doofy. You want to have the self-destruct button, a big red button, usually right next to the timer that causes everything to explode because you can't make a bomb otherwise.
I'm Groot.
And Baby Groot. And of course, Drac is back.
Drax looks like he's gonna be amazing for once.
Drac is back. That's the only reason I'm saying it. Drac is back.
Drax.
Drac is back. You can't say Drax is backs. That doesn't make as much sense.
Okay.
Drac is back.
Okay, cool. Whatever. Mantis looks like he's gonna be very
Mantis looks
interesting to be around.
She's gonna be weird. Gamora looks like she's finally gonna be kicking a lot of butt, which I'm excited about.
Finally. I mean, for the third of Thanos, she didn't do much.
Yeah,
in the
she
first
didn't
one.
really do a whole lot in the first one.
So yeah, we're gonna get Ego the Living Planet on this thing. So by the way, thank you, Fox, for trading Teenage Mutant
TMNT.
Teenage Mutant Teenage Warhead.
For
an
Megasonic
Ego.
Teenage
Megatonic
Warhead.
Teenage Warhead. Yeah,
Mega.
yeah, Megasonic Teenage Warhead for trading whatever that thing. You know who I'm talking about, the chick.
Yeah, the chick that
for trading
explodes
that thing
for no fucking reason.
for the giant planet thingy. That must, by the way, that must have been the most fun conversation between lawyers.
Absolutely.
I was like, so
Right.
my client would like to give you Ego the Living Planet. Yeah, but can we change the powers of Megasonic Teenage Warhead?
What would you like to change them to? Well, for one, she needs to explode. Why? Why does she need to explode?
It could be either the weirdest conversation between lawyers or the most fun day at work ever.
It's one or the other. There's no in between. That was not a boring day for lawyers.
Oh no, definitely
or
not.
executives.
Or forgettable.
Yeah, but again, I'm excited about Guardians.
Yeah.
It's my top 3 and my top 3. I'm equally excited for all of them. So.
Like I'm very excited for it. I'm keeping my expectations in check for it for one reason, and that is, I had my expectations really high for Age of Ultron,
and that fell a little short.
and that fell a little short from the original. So I'm gonna go in with a little lower expectations because I love the first one, and I mean, if it surprises me and it blows me away, then so be it. But I'm not gonna go in expecting it to blow me away.
All right.
So yeah.
And number 2's?
My number 3. Because that was my 4.
Oh, right.
My number 3 is Beauty and the Beast.
All right.
Emma Watson.
I mean, Emma Watson, yeah.
Emma Watson.
But,
I've heard there's already a clip of her singing in the movie,
right.
and she sounds fantastic. She looks great as Belle. The Beast threw me off at first. I've started to warm up to it a little bit, and just the fact they're gonna pretty much retell the original animated movie with a couple of changes here and there, and
it's
some
basically
new
straight
songs.
to live action.
Yeah, and some extra new songs, as I've said, and some new characters. But everything I've seen so far looks just out of the animated movie, which I love. And if they could recreate the same magic from that, it's awesome. Like I am so looking forward to this movie. I don't ever put a princess movie high on any of my list ever, but this is the one Disney live action adaptation that I'm gonna be for day one.
All right.
Because this could actually be amazing. Think about it. This was the first the original movie was the first animated movie to get nominated for Best Picture.
All right.
In a world where there were only 4 nominees for Best Picture. So it could be great. So I mean, I'm very excited for it.
All right, and then your...
So number 2 for me was Logan.
Oh, of course. I mean, okay. Logan's not on mine because I've never been an X-Men fan. I've said that before, and I'm not super ashamed of it. I will go watch it because Deadpool. That is it.
Maybe.
Maybe. If I hear that there's not Deadpool, I'm not gonna go watch it. I'm not that into
Superhero Western. That's all I'm going to say. It's a superhero Western. Wolverine.
Jonah Hex, actual superhero Western with big ass guns.
Wolverine claws.
Sure.
I mean, I know. I like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine in everything he does. I know some of the movies are not that great, but his Wolverine is awesome. He looks great in this movie. He and Patrick Stewart are gonna get their send off on this one, and it looks like a Western. Like it looks like the comic book almost come to life. It looks great from start to finish. This is after seeing the first trailer, this is my most anticipated superhero movie for the year. Like, no doubts. above Guardians. This just looks like it could be. This could be the Dark Knight for the X-Men universe.
If it is that far, I'd be okay with it.
And so,
But again,
so yeah.
The X-Men movies just never really grabbed me. I never got super interested in them.
Yeah, but whatever.
But
So
my number 2 was Kingsman, which we were
the
gonna
Golden
talk
Circle, yeah, that was much lower on my list.
Which
Um,
I absolutely loved the first one. It somehow managed to make a parody of Bond movies,
yes,
while being the perfect Bond movie,
yeah,
and I absolutely loved it. It was really good,
they're coming to America.
and they're coming to America. Also, they somehow, I don't know how they managed to blow me away so much, because I watched it on a plane, on a tiny little like 8-inch screen, and I still loved it. And I probably loved it even more if I saw it in theaters or on a regular TV or something.
And I watched it just like, I heard this is good. Let's see what it is. It was awesome. I mean, I think the first one came out in 2015, and it was my favorite spy movie that year. A year, mind you, that had Bond.
Yeah, it beat Bond for me. I mean, and I love Bond, so
Yeah.
I'm super excited about Golden Circle coming out just because I remember watching Kingsman, going, holy shit, this was a good movie. Never once did I consider it might get a sequel, and now there's a sequel, and I'm being blown away by it.
Yeah. I mean, the original was Deadpool for spy movies.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, yeah.
And absolutely
it.
wonderful while we're at it.
So our
Now,
number
number
one,
one.
which I mean, I know what it is. Let me guess. The Emoji Movie.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
I
it's
can't
so
wait to
great.
walk into theaters
I
and
mean,
just
I
get
want to
your
see that poop
hands up.
emoji all day long. It's gonna be awesome. Of course not. Star Wars.
Of course not, you fucking idiots.
It's Star Wars. I mean,
What would be anything other than Star Wars, you idiots?
it's Star Wars Episode 8.
Episode 8.
Is there anything else that you could say
No.
aside from that? I mean,
Maybe even Incredibles 2 was coming out this year. Maybe.
if it was coming out this year, I would definitely put Incredibles 2 over anything else.
But it's not.
But
So
it's
Star
not.
Wars.
So it's Star Wars.
Star Wars is age old. Everyone loves it. No one hates it.
I mean, we got Kylo Ren's coming. Kylo, Rey, Finn, Poe. They're all coming back. We're gonna see Luke Skywalker do something.
He's got to do something other than stand on a mountain for 30 years and stare down the first chick that walks
By
up.
the way, I'm gonna be.
Which that was really creepy when you think about it.
Yeah.
He's standing there for 30 years. Chick comes around and just stares at her. What?
Maybe he's never seen a chick in this whole time.
He has a sister. And he had, who was that commander in the 4, 5, and 6? I forgot her name. She also showed up in Rogue One.
Mothma.
That one, yeah. So
Yeah.
he knows of at least two
Two
other
women.
women in the universe. 3 if you count Rey, and there was Urza and her mom. So 5, we've seen
He
5.
didn't know those two.
Okay, fair enough. But we as honestly know of at least 5 women in the Star Wars universe now. It used to be just 2.
I mean, all the
my
strippers at Jabba's palace.
Well, I mean, yeah, but yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, Star Wars. It looks awesome. This is also gonna be Carrie Fisher's last appearance in a major film, so that's gonna
Rest in
be
peace.
something to look at.
I feel there's gonna
be a lot of tears in the theater
there's gonna
that
be a lot
day.
of tears, and I know that they're gonna do it, but I kind of hope they don't. I hope they don't pull a Fast 7 or Furious 7, because Paul Walker died, and then they kind of Furious 7 kind of played on his death as advertisement, and I really hope that Star Wars has a bit more respect for Carrie Fisher than that, and they don't use her death as a huge come look at her last movie. I love Carrie Fisher. I loved her appearance, and she did a great job being Leia, but I don't know.
Okay, I'll tell you something about that, but on the Leia thing. Spoilers for Rogue One. At the end of Rogue One, you see Princess Leia at the end saying "Hope," right?
Mm-hmm.
We went as a family. I think the day after she passed away,
Oh wow.
and my dad and my brother had not seen the movie yet, so to just see Princess Leia at the end of that, knowing that she's not there anymore,
Shit.
it's
I
yeah.
would have been fucking destroyed, man.
Yeah, that was an interesting watch of the movie. So, yeah, but the movie was, I mean, with Disney, Rogue One and The Force Awakens were great, right?
Absolutely.
I know Star Wars. Some
Rogue One
Star
could've
Wars
been
fans,
darker.
some purists are like, "Why are you doing this?" I don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah, those are the neckbeard nerds. We don't talk about them.
Yeah, but this movie could be. This could be like The Empire Strikes Back, The director said it's going to be a lot darker. A lot of the cast has said that too. The director has won an Oscar, so that bodes really well for him. And, you know, I think what we saw from The Force Awakens, it's set up to make an excellent continuation of the story. We can see Kylo Ren training with Snoke. We could see Rey training. We could see, you know, their path towards their respective, you know, points as being Sith and Jedi.
Yeah. All right. How would you feel about a training montage?
I would love that.
A training montage cutting between the two of them.
Yeah.
With old 80s music going on. That would be so perfect.
Da-da-da.
It would absolutely ruin the movie, but it was such a perfect moment for like that. Coming out of left field. All right, that's enough. We don't want to get copyrighted.
He's like, okay, Ray, come on, I gotta carry. Let's go. I mean, he's so heavy. I can't do this. Yeah. Then there's also Kylo just trying to carry small little or whatever how tall.
However tall he is.
Snoke is.
All right, so what do you think?
Snoke is a tiny dude.
Snoke's got to be absolutely tiny. He's got to be compensating for that, right?
Yes.
Like, there's no way that that's actual size.
No, Snoke is tiny, which would be hilarious.
I mean, we've seen holo projectors already that have shown smaller figures of actual, like, you know, smaller than size. We've seen the Emperor being tiny little and like fits in the palm of your hand size. It's got to be possible that Snoke is actually tiny.
I mean, the first time you see the Emperor in the original trilogy was a giant projection of his face.
Exactly. So it's got to be like, it's got to be possible that you can get a full body projecting giant. But yeah, no, I mean, Star Wars, absolutely looking forward to it. This episode, video, whatever you call it.
Sleepy.
Excuse me. This video has gone on for way too long already. We've hit over 30 minutes.
Yep.
We've hit over 40 minutes. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
But hey, yeah, that's
those are what we're looking forward to next year.
That's our anticipation for
it. Looks like it's gonna be really great. By the way, I'm sorry for all of you people like in the comments, but you didn't put any like indie movies. Where are all
we
the?
Didn't, yeah, we didn't
put
in this.
But
we didn't put in that.
here's the thing, those movies don't get announced till like midway through the year.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we don't know anything about them.
We recorded this in January now. So this is the ones that we've already known about. So I'm sorry for anyone that catches this movie later, or this video later.
Yeah, so like, you know, maybe those movies come out and I love them and they make my top movies of the year, but we don't know anything about them yet. So, sorry for that.
So, and as these come out, I'm sure we'll do some. Like,
yeah, I'll make videos on some of these as they come out, especially the superhero ones,
and how we feel about them,
and
how they disappointed or how they blew us out of the water.
Hopefully.
Either way.
Hopefully the latter.
Hopefully the latter. Either way. This has been a interesting little start of the year video.
Yeah.
So, on that note, we should probably kill it because we've gone 40 minutes and nobody wants to watch a 40-minute video from two idiots on YouTube. If you liked us talking our heads off and your ear off, go check out some of our other videos where we talk your ear off and we talk our heads off and we lose our voices. And possibly check out the Undertale series that we just may or may not have finished.
Yeah, and on that note, by the way, Switch event is going to be in a week. So for you guys that like gaming, we are going to be talking a lot about that right after that event. So be tuned for that.
But in the meantime, go check out our other stuff. We'll see you later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.